There are times in a person's life where they have strained relationships with relatives. And that's due to a disagreement or a lack of communication. That's understandable. But I want to talk about one relationship in particular. And I'm not going to direct this to the parents. I'm going to direct this to the parents and the grandparents and some of their behaviors that are actually creating a bigger rift than what you already have with the child. You have a lot of parents that are out here that have too many expectations on their children that really don't make any sense. They don't make any difference on how the world operates. It doesn't really make any difference as to how that child eats, sleeps, or whatever it is they need to do to make it through the day. They just have a bunch of expectations, and they really don't mean that much. I'm going to tell you something. If you're one of these parents that has a grown child that, number one, is independent, consider that a blessing. Number two, is of sound mind and trying to build a life for themselves, hasn't morally or legally hurt anyone, and stays out of trouble to the best of their ability, you need to be thankful. And there are some parents that are out here that are actually disappointed in their children because they didn't do the one thing they wanted them to do. See, these people got their wires crossed when they were younger and figured that once you have a child, that person is somebody that you're supposed to control for the rest of your life. And that's where the misinformation is, because that's not how growth and development works. That's not how biology works. That's not how psychology works. And I'm sorry if this flies in the face of people who have, spiritual, religious beliefs. I'm sorry. Your culture is your culture. And if everyone is happy in this scenario where everybody does the same thing, then everyone's happy. This does not apply to you. I'm talking about relationships that are strained between parent and child, between grandparent and grandchild, or guardian, or whoever it is. And they have these huge expectations. Let's say, for instance, somebody grows up, they graduate high school, they go into a training course or college or whatever it is. They have some kind of post-secondary training into a career, and they decide to become, let's say, an electrician. Honest profession, necessary profession, honest work, not a bad salary at all, opportunities for advancement. But this person figured, they should have went to college and became an electrical engineer, or they should have became a civil engineer, and blah, 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 blah. And they become so fixated on that one particular thing that they're ignoring the fact that their child has accomplished these other things. That person is happy, they're living well, and they're actually probably in the process of pursuing that mate to share it with if they haven't done so already. But see, you as the guardian or the parent, you're so focused on that one thing that you can't see anything else that this person has accomplished in their life. Something's wrong with you. And the sad part about it is I'm running into a lot of people now, some that are older than me, and they're encountering things like health problems, and some of them to the point where their mortality is being faced every single day. Some of y'all are living out of a pill bottle. If it wasn't for that, you would have been gone, and you know it. But you still have a grudge against your child. What kind of time do you think you have to waste on that foolishness? You upset because they didn't marry the person that you didn't want them to marry. You upset because they don't live in the type of neighborhood you want them to live in. You upset because they didn't get the degree in the field that you wanted them to get the degree of the field in. I look at it like this. As long as they live in a decent and safe neighborhood, as long as they have good people around them, as long as the partner that they have is a productive citizen as well, and as long as they're happy in the position that they're doing, those are the things that you need to hold your head up high and be proud of because you did your job as a parent. But no, some of y'all unsatisfied asses are running around here complaining every time that child's name is brought up, anybody within earshot, you running around here complaining to people about how it could have been this, and it could have been that, and it should have been this, and it should have been that. And you're the parent. You think when you tell other parents this, that people sit there and they look at you as soon as they get through talking, they walk away and they be like, now you know what? You know that she got all them health problems and everything. She ain't in no damn position to complain about her daughter. You know he's got these issues with money. He can't take care of himself. And you, man, don't you have sense enough to realize that you're going to need that child to take care of you someday? And that day is probably today. So you're the type of parent that makes it hard for your children to honor you. You go around talking about honor thy father and thy mother, and every time that child gets within earshot of you, you expressing your dissatisfaction about something. You need to cut that shit out. You already know that if you didn't take that pill as soon as you woke up first thing this morning, your whole day was going to be fucked up. If you didn't hit that time clock today, you are just one paycheck away from being out on the street. Knowing that you already 5 years past retirement. You should have been retired 5 years ago, but you can't. You can't afford it. You're not physically able to go there, but you have to. You ain't got no choice, because ain't nobody going to give you nothing because of your attitude. People, you got to understand, there's going to be a time in your life where you're going to need your children to take care of you. And you're running around here with the mind of a teenager thinking you got all the time in the world and you got all the mouth in the world to carry on. Y'all asses need to take a long look in the mirror and see what you're dealing with. I look in the mirror every single day, and don't get me wrong, I'm satisfied with what the universe has given me, but I also understand that I don't look the same way I did when I was 20 years old, and I'm okay with that. You take what you got, where you got it, and you do the best you can with it. But the thing is, you running around here, you upset with your child. Now, mind you now, like I said, you're sickly, you're struggling financially, you're getting older, you don't have the energy that you used to have, but you're sitting up here complaining about the fact that your daughter became a lawyer instead of a doctor. The whole family is doctors. How dare she become a lawyer? Or this person decides to become a chef instead of owning a restaurant. Maybe they'll own a restaurant eventually, maybe not. But they have a good quality of life. You're upset because this person, let me go ahead and get more sensitive. Oh, this person married a Methodist and we're all Baptists. Yeah, see, y'all didn't think I was going to say that. And you're all up in the air and all up in a tizzy because this person chose a different denomination. Y'all worship the same God, but you're sitting up there upset because our whole family have been nothing but Baptists for 500 years. Ain't even been in this country for 500 years, but okay, y'all been Baptists for 500 years. Okay, I'll listen to that. And they have the nerve to marry a Methodist. How's that going to work out? Remind you now, you just took your pill this morning so you could be able to make it through the day. And at breakfast, you got to take another pill. And then at lunchtime, you got to take another pill. And then at 3 o'clock, you got to take another pill. And then at dinner, you got to take another pill. And before you go to bed, you got to take another pill. And if you don't take all these things on time, your days for the next 2-3 days are going to be all messed up. Because you got a plethora of diseases that are plaguing you, but you want to sit there and complain about your child. Let me tell you something. Your child is your golden ticket right now. Your golden ticket. Now, if they're running around here causing you trouble and heartache and everything else and in constant mess all the time, yeah, you got a right to complain because shit's wrong. I'm talking about people who actually grew up. They are getting it right. They're building their lives. And you mean tell me you can't take 2 seconds and be proud because you so hung up that they didn't do the one thing that you wanted them to do? And yeah, okay, that's really normal, people. No, you need to go see somebody. You really do. Because you are totally disconnected from reality. Totally. You haven't accepted your position in your life. You haven't accepted the fact that you're going to need your children in your life. And you haven't accepted the fact that you can't have your way when it comes to dealing with people. So yeah, you need to go see somebody. For real. I'm saying this because I'm running to a lot of young people all the time who have strained relationships with their family members. And when I ask them what the details are, they tell me something stupid about a career choice or a person that they married, and there's no harm. I don't see any harm in the situation. Now, if the person that they married is an axe murderer or a drug dealer or doing something that's illegal that's going to jeopardize the whole family or have severe mental problems or something like that, I can understand this. But if it's an average productive person who is in love with your child and they want to be with them, and they want to build a life just like that, what's your problem? You need to go see somebody. Especially if you know that you're older and you have these conditions, you have money issues, you have health issues, regardless of what the cause is, because, everybody has different reasons as to why these things are happening. That's irrelevant. But I mean, you got to look in the mirror and you got to look at your situation and you got to understand you are in a stressful situation right now. And there's going to be a point in time where you're going to need help from those kids. That child or those kids, because I know some people that are disappointed in every single one of their children. And all their children, they seem cool with me. But that's a common complaint that I'm running into with young people. And when I hear the explanation, it's just utterly ridiculous. So y'all grown-ass people need to go see somebody and get that fixed. You really do, because it's not right. And some of you have grandchildren. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Do everything you can to try to make things right with your kids. You're not going to agree all of the time because I know that's human nature. But I mean, this divide is ridiculous. You're not getting any younger. And you're going to have to start being an example and stop acting so childish. So go get the help you need so you can start being the leader of the family that you're supposed to be. And leave other people the hell alone. And that's all I got to say about that.